We have some breaking news, and it's regarding Martin Ødegaard and the injury that he sustained to his knee during the game against West Ham. We now have an announcement. Obviously, there was a lot of speculation about, it's going to be a matter of weeks, it's going to be a matter of months. But like I said, we now got an announcement, so let's have a look. Fabrizio Romano has posted today, breaking news, Martin Ødegaard will be out until the end of November with a knee injury, says the BBC. Ødegaard is set to miss a minimum of 9 games for Arsenal and Norway, as MCL injury recovery won't be short. Gunner staff assessing his conditions on a daily basis, but Martin could return after the next international break. So let's talk about this. Let's unpack this. Obviously, I see it two ways. I see it as good news and bad news. The reason I say good news is because I thought this was going to be a lot longer. These days I feel like knee injuries are by far the worst injuries. We've seen so many ACLs, and that's a minimum 6 to 8 months. So obviously we're all praying it wasn't ACL. I think the other good news is that we finally have squad depth to be able to cover, for losing a player like Martin Ødegaard. Obviously the bad news is that our captain's out now, and especially bad news when you consider the form that he was in. If I'm completely honest, we haven't seen Martin Ødegaard anywhere near his best since he came back from that injury last season. What's that, 18 months now? And I feel like these 3 games that he's just played, the cameo against Newcastle, the game against Olympiacos where he was by far and away man of the match, best player on the pitch, and then that first 20 minutes against West Ham where he was very good. We were finally starting to see the Martin Ødegaard that we know. The Martin Ødegaard that deserves to be our captain, that is one of our best and most consistent performing players. So for this to happen now is obviously, devastating for him, devastating for the club and people around him. And for fans, but like I said, we have that depth.